Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Ibrahim, aka Pallyrican Beats 718. I'm about to take my last dose for now, which will be week 28 of the Wegovy 2.4. And here it is, the last dose, week 28. See, Wegovy 2.4 milligrams. I actually have it on standby, you could say, because, like I said, they always do that. Like I said, they always do that sometimes when you're waiting for your next refill or order or whatever it is. Gosh. Okay. There we go. Just like that. Well, today is Wednesday, 7/26/23. And that's the Palestinian flag and the Puerto Rican flag. That's why I'm called Pallyrican Beast, because soon I will be Pallyrican Beast. Because I'm going to focus more on myself now. And right now I have a lot to talk about, because last Wednesday, I'm sorry about that. Last Wednesday was the day that I buried my mom. So today will be a week that we buried her. Well, that I did. And I'm just trying to be strong, but it's just so weird. It's just so, wow. It's just so weird because I'm not used to this, you know? Well, then again, nobody is, because I thought maybe, my mom would be okay, get better and then come home, right after she would come out the hospital and then go straight to physical therapy again. And I thought she was getting better, that she was going to get better and then go to physical therapy and then come home. Everybody thought that, the same thing, all the doctors, the nurses. But it's weird how they took her, they rushed her to the hospital when she was in physical therapy, which she was only there for 2 weeks and 2 days. And then they rushed her to the hospital because supposedly her sugar dropped. So that's why they rushed her to the hospital. And then before you knew it, when she was in the hospital, it was not the sugar. The last stroke she had, it caused damage to her heart and to her major organs. So from there, well, when she was in the hospital originally, she had a stroke and nobody knew, because she went to ketoacidosis, and yeah, she went into ketoacidosis, and that was the second time that happened. And then all of a sudden she had a stroke, and nobody knew about. They didn't even tell me. And like I said, it caused major damage to her organs and her heart. So when she was originally in the hospital, she had trouble breathing because she would wake up every day to take her Synthroid because she had her thyroid gland, burnt because they had to remove it. So she was supposed to be on Synthroid for the rest of her life. And she was, normally would wake up early in the morning around 5:30, 5 o'clock and take her medication. But that day, she had trouble breathing because she was in pain from her chest. So they took her to the hospital. Well, I called the ambulance. They came. They took her to the hospital. It turned out she had fluid around her heart that was causing her to have pain in her chest and trouble breathing. So they did like emergency procedure, which they had to put like a little box, like a window, shaped like a window, into her chest so they could drain the fluid out. Then after that, she was still in the hospital because she ended up having. That's when she actually lost her appetite. She was not eating, so then she ended up being on a feeding tube. But then everybody thought she was gonna get better, and then next thing you know, she went to ketoacidosis. That was the first time, and then after that, her kidneys started failing. So she was on dialysis for 2 weeks, and then she recovered from dialysis. Then she was still in the hospital, but the day she was supposed to go to rehab, she had a fever, and she was very hot. Her whole body was hot. So she was in the hospital for an extra 2 weeks. And then during that time, when she had the fever, boom, she was in ketoacidosis again. And that's when she had the stroke, and nobody even knew. And I was not even aware because then nobody told me anything because they didn't know. So then, after that, she got better, thinking, but it was already like 2.5 months, going on 3 months, that she still wasn't walking. So, and when she was in the hospital originally, she was walking. She had her cane with her, and she would walk like that. And then all of a sudden, boom, all these stuff started happening to her. And then finally, she went into rehab. After 3.5 months, 4 months almost, she finally goes to rehab. And then she was in rehab for 2 weeks and 2 days, like I said. She did the physical therapy she did it twice or 3 times. And then that was it. Because she was in so much pain in her legs from the fact that she wasn't walking, so that's why she needed the physical therapy. But it was not only that, because she actually is diabetic, so she was suffering from neuropathy pain in her legs. So the neuropathy pain, and then the fact that she wasn't walking, it caused pain to her legs as well. So she was in so much pain every day that she was getting different types of medicine just to try to treat her. Because first, when she was on the medication that the doctor gave her, which was diclofenac, that was it actually caused damage to the kidneys in the beginning. So they took her off of that, and they started giving her some other some other painkillers, and then they ended up giving her morphine, like liquid morphine for her, to help her with the pain. And then when she was rushed to the hospital, it was the fact that she already had, because like I said, it caused damage to the heart and to her major organs. So then when she was back in the hospital, which was like altogether, she was in the hospital for 5 months. March, April, May, June, July. So she's in the hospital for the 5th month. Because in June, that's when she went back. And that was four months right there. Then July. So they're treating her, whatever. July 4th comes. Well, actually, forget about July 4th. It was the fact that I was going to see her every day, and she wasn't improving. She was actually getting worse. So her kidneys started to fail again, but it was not like she needed dialysis this time. It was just failing because of all her, her major organs were failing. So she ended up having fluid around her lungs this time. And she had a lot of trouble with her lungs. That the fluid that originally was in her heart came back. And she had a blood infection because she had because they found blood in her stool, like when she had to take a poop or whatever, they found blood in it. So they wanted to treat her, like to see what was wrong with that, and they needed to do a endoscopy / colonoscopy to see where exactly the blood was coming from. But they never got a chance to do it because in order to do that, she would have to be put on blood thinners, and they didn't want to take a chance because she was already bleeding. She was already bleeding out in her stool. So they said it could be either that or they would do some kind of chest compression to see, to make her heart stronger. But in reality, it was not making it. They couldn't do that either because they would have to put her under anesthesia, and they didn't want to take a risk because they didn't know what side effects she would actually have coming out of the anesthesia. So they couldn't really treat her like that. So then July 4th comes, and then the doctor came up to me. Well, the doctor called me to meet with her and talk to me. So that's when I knew she wasn't gonna make it. Because July 4th, I'm thinking, it's gonna be a nice day to hang out with my friends and watch the fireworks. But that was the saddest day of my life when I got the bad news that they told me that I would have to start preparing goodbye. That I would have to say goodbye to my mom because they didn't know how long she had. So they told me to start making phone calls and call everybody that was close to her and let them know. So I did that. And then I would see her every day. And she was in so much pain. She was in so much pain, and you could actually hear her. Like, she would make noises because that's how much pain she was in. And then from there, it was. And then from there, that's when everything kept on going downhill from then. Because I get a phone call one day, like a few days later, that her sugar dropped and it caused problems with her breathing. So that was like July 10th, I think it was. Wait. It was somewhere around July 10th or July 12th when they called me and told me that she had trouble breathing afterwards. So they had to put her on a breathing tube, which was actually like it was like a tube that they would put into her nose, like it was around her ears, but actually on her nose. And then July 13th, I go back to see her, and a few of my close friends, they came too to see her, and she wasn't really. She was there, but she was like in and out of sleep. Well, July 10th, actually, I came there, and my close friend, he came with his girlfriend. She was, like alert at the time. She was smiling at us, but she couldn't really talk much, but she, did talk. And then July 10th was like the last time I saw her like that. July 11th, 12th. On the 12th, she was put on that machine, the breathing tube. Well, it was not a machine at first. It was just like a tube that she was put on. So that was the 12th. July 13th, when I go back, she was like on the oxygen. It was an oxygen tube. There you go. It was like an oxygen. It was an oxygen tube, but then it was a machine that she was hooked up to from the oxygen tube, and she wasn't really alert this time. She was just like sleeping like that. Her eyes were closed the whole time. And then I go home. I take it. Well, actually, July 13th, it was late at night. I go home. That was a Thursday night. I go home. I take a shower. I get the call, the worst call of my life. At 12:55 a.m. Friday, July 14th. And the doctor told me, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your mom passed away. But she passed away peacefully in her sleep. So after I heard that, I told him, okay, I'll be there like in a half an hour, because it would take me half an hour just to go to the hospital from where I live at. So then I get there, I start calling all my people, like close friends and family. And a friend of mine actually showed up just to be there for me. And the next day, which was the 15th, actually, not the 15th, the 14th, I call the funeral home. I told them that my mom passed. They go pick her up. The next day I meet with them. And I set it up for Tuesday. July 17th for the funeral service. And then Sunday I went to the cemetery to set up for the burial, which was July 18th. And it was a nice, send off for her, for the funeral itself, because, a lot of close family came, a lot of close friends that are like family to me, they came, and my cousins from my mom's side, they came, and, everybody, of course, started crying. My best friends, some of them, they came too. And since I'm Muslim, I had a mom there that had the Islamic service for her. So he said a lot of good things. And he was there the next day for the burial. But actually, before everything was done, well, my mom told me she always wanted me to send her off, like, with a song. So I actually did that. And it was Frank Sinatra, My Way. So I had it for her in English and Spanish. So that was a good send-off for her. And the burial was the 18th, which it was nice, it was a nice service that we had for her for the burial, because when they were putting the coffin in the ground, with the, and then closing up the ground with the dirt, there was actually birds. They were actually chirping, singing. So that was a good thing, And it's just kicking, it just started kicking in so much that I'm just trying to be strong, but in reality, it's going to be different now, without my mom. Especially now that I'm all alone, in the house. It feels so weird just to be here. That's why sometimes I stay out late and then I just come home. Or I try to keep myself busy, doing stuff. But now I just completely feel empty at all, Right now I just feel completely empty inside. That even though I was on the Wegovy last week, I didn't really lose any weight. It was just there, But now I just weighed myself before I started doing the video, and I'm 424. even, exactly 424 pounds. So it's like within that time that I was doing the Wegovy last week and the week before that, I actually gained weight, but now that now I'm losing weight, so I'm 424. So, like I said before, I'm gonna, focus more on myself now, and it's kind of strange because I actually have some good news, at least for myself, because I was with this agency for almost a year now, and it's called All Casting. All Casting. There you go. And it's a talent agency, you can say. Drinking some water. Because, I gotta keep myself hydrated when I take the Wegovy. So, like I was saying, it's a talent agency where they can help you get acting jobs or modeling or whatever. Like, they can help you get, like, exactly, like, real. Like, you could be a actor, like a extra in a movie or a TV show, or professional photo shoots. So the day of my mother's funeral, I get a message on Instagram from one of the directors for All Castings, and he works for an agency in California called NRG Studios, and he saw my pictures and my profile on All Castings. So I actually got the gig where I'm gonna actually go to California for like a few days. So wish me good luck, because it's actually a paid trip directly from them. That they're gonna pay for my hotel room and my flight, along with my, like, with the food, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all paid by them directly. So I'm heading to California, and this will be my first time ever going to Cali. I mean, I've been to Cleveland, Ohio, because I have family there from my father's side. I've been to Texas. I've been to Dallas, but I had to get I had a delay from where I was going to, from New York to Dallas to San Antonio. So it was like a half an hour delay. So they had to switch to the other side to get to San Antonio, because my ex-girlfriend, she lives there, which me and her are still close to this day. She was a big part of my life, and she always will be, especially now that my mom passed. So she's actually, being there for me as well. And hopefully in September, she's coming back to New York to visit a few of her friends, and she's gonna come visit me as well. So right now, I'm just looking forward to going to Cali. So the flight is actually August 4th until the 6th. So it's like a 3-day photo shoot. So from what they told me, that it's from JFK to LAX, and there's gonna be a van that's gonna pick me up over there and take me back to the hotel, which will actually be with, I would actually be with other people that will actually be there as well for the I don't know if it's really a modeling photo shoot that I might be doing, or if it's actually just a photo shoot to be in a movie or a TV show. But all I know is that it's gonna be me with other people in the hotel. But yeah, of course I'm getting my own hotel room. So it's gonna be something I'm looking forward to, you know? Especially since it'll be my first time in Cali. So I'm definitely gonna be posting up videos and taking pictures and posting them on Instagram. And all I know is that, like I said, it's gonna be some kind of photo shoot. But he told me, the director told me to bring my A game. So, in other words, it's a big thing. So, like I said, I want you guys to wish me luck, and inshallah I get the part or whatever it is. And hopefully it'll be good, it will be a good experience for me. And the best part about it is that it's not only going to be my first time going to Cali, but also I have friends that live in California. So hopefully I get to see them, depending on how long I stay over there. Because maybe I'll come back on the 7th. I really don't know yet, but, So hopefully I'll see my friends over there and get to see them for the first time, because I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook. And just remember to like, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel with your friends and family. And like and follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, even though I really don't use it that much. But don't forget to follow me on Instagram at PallyRicanB718. And on Facebook, you could add me at Ibrahim A. Mustafa. So, peace out, guys. One love. And I love you guys. Peace out. One love. This is your boy Ibrahim, aka PallyRicanB718. Until next time.